Hi, my name is Devin Banks, and welcome to my video about phase changes. There are three changes of states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. All matter can be moved from one state to another. It may require some extreme temperatures or extreme pressures, but the changing can be done. There are three phases of matter: solid, liquid, gas. These phases can change from one to another when the temperature either increases or decreases. When the temperature increases, solid goes to liquid, liquid goes to gas. When the temperature decreases, gas goes to liquid, liquid goes back to a solid. Now, every phase has its own melting point and its own freezing point. The first phase change we're going to be talking about is from solid to a liquid. Ice is a solid version of water. To get from a solid to a liquid, you would have to go through a process called melting. Melting gives the water particles energy to break from their form and move around because of the heat we gave them. In ice, the water particles are in a very neat structure. The particles are hardly moving, but they are staying in their form. But in liquid, we gave them energy through the process called melting, which gave them the energy to be able to move around. Second phase change is going from a liquid to a gas. There are two ways to go from a liquid to a gas: boiling or evaporation. Boiling is when we add extreme heat and temperature to the water molecules so that the water molecules are able to jump around and be free. Two is evaporation. Evaporation is when we add extreme pressure to the water molecules, which means that they will be able to jump around and move. The water particles in a liquid state are not so neat, but they contain the shape of where they're at and they have the energy to move. These particles are moving more than what they were in a solid form. To get from a liquid to a gas, we would have to give more heat, which meant more energy to the water particles, so they could have the ability to jump out and be free. Gas is the third and last form of water. If we want to get from a gas to a liquid, the particles would have to undergo a process called condensation. Condensation is when the gas loses energy and starts to cool down. When the particles rise, the particles bunch up, which form little water droplets. Before condensation, the water molecules have enough energy to defy gravity, which means that they could fly around. But when they start to lose heat, it means that they start to lose energy, which means that they start to crumple up and form liquid together. Now we're going from a liquid to a solid. The water molecules are cooler than what they were before, and they're moving a lot less. Now we want to make this liquid turn into a solid through a process called freezing. This process takes all the heat away that's in the particles and freezes them. Now, as we freeze the water particles, they start to bunch up, which means that they start to get sticky. And the more colder that they get, the more sticky they become, which forms a solid state. So now they're back to the original state, ice. Here's a chart to help you guys understand the different phase changes. Thanks for watching.